we're going to land every aircraft in geoFS, starting with the planes that are not in the community tribute. We won't be counting cars or helicopters or gliders. Starting with the tiny and adorable Hyper Cub. Pause, and let's do a quick comparison. St. Martin without any HD. Looks pretty boring. I know, right? Let me turn it on. And here's what St. Martin looks like with HD on. Way more better, right? And we have the unrealistic geoFS water, which I still don't know how to turn on mobile to get that realistic water. And if we fly a little more, there's realistic with looking water, but your plane won't sink through it. Because I can't turn on, don't know how to turn on realistic water. Bit high, but that's alright. The St. Martin and all the other airports just look so much better with HD on, especially with San Francisco. Heck, that looks gorgeous, beautiful. Okay, and shut the engine off. Just look how more realistic the runway looks, and we can see what the taxiway is. I love it. Oof. A bounce. That's alright. Another bounce. Jeez. Might have to slam it down to keep it on the ground. And a propeller stand? I don't know. Next up, my favorite propeller plane. Also, the second best propeller plane in the world. The Cessna 172. Let's go. And now we have flaps. But flaps are not going to be added in this video because if I turn flaps on, it just makes the plane go upwards for some freaking reason. And once we turn on, and for some of the planes we can't use in the community tribute in part 2 because they just lag, so I can't use it. And yes, I have my own account now, so I can finally have my own account. Still don't know how to chat with other people in this game because I know there's a chat in this game, I just don't know how to activate it. I think the chat might only be a computer geofs thing, but let me know in the comments below. Shut off our engine, and we might have to slam this one into the ground too, or just nosedive it onto runway 10. Yes, that is the real runway number of this runway. Oh my. Come on, descend, descend. Slam it. Oof. Brakes, brakes. Stop, you stupid plane. Come on. Stop, stop. Just stay on the runway. Yeah, there we go. And just look at all that runway. Just look at all that runway we used. Slightly overran. Next plane. Let's go. The Alpha Jet P8EF. Our first plane with retractable landing gear. And our first jet engine plane with spoilers. So deploy gears. There we go. Oh wow, oh wow. I did not even know how fast we were going. Yeesh. Yeah, this is gonna be a slam. Uh-oh. Oof. Go around. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna go around. Let's go around. Oof. Alright, here we are. Take 2. Let's go. Slow it. Spoilers. Really? That's the only spoiler you're going to get? Those are the only spoilers you're giving me? Alrighty. And a little better. Not a whole lot better, but a little better. Is this going to be a landing on the taxi? Oof. Holy crap. Why is this plane being so bouncy? Probably because we were going so fast. Ah, there we go. Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh no, oh dear. Come on, stop, 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 stop. Woof. That was crazy. Now, finally moving on to a Boeing plane. The Boeing 737-700. Let's use WashJet. WashJet. And it's the old livery, which me likey. I just think this livery looks pretty more better than the new livery. I can't explain why. I just like it. And we're not off center with the runway like the other 3 planes, which is very good. Okay, as soon as I said that, we're a little off center. But no worries, we could just move on to the runway like we pretend we taxied on. Now let's apply our brakes and shut off the engines. And that's a lot of runway we use, but not that much. I just want to see what runway number is at the end of the runway. We're just going to see what runway number is at the end of the runway. So yeah. Let's get going. Might want to put the brakes on so we can be a little slow so we don't really overrun. Okay, so at the beginning it's runway 10 and at the end it's runway 28. Good to know. Next plane is the Embraer Phenom 100. The plane I like to use as the Legacy 600 for my Gall 1907 recreations in this game. So deploying gear. No spoilers, unfortunately. Let me know if Pilot Train and Flight Simulator on Roblox should add spoilers. Anyway, let's slow down, and we pass the ooh-wee. That hurt. Oof. Mamma mia. Oof. Oof. Ooh-wee. Oh yeah, that's probably got hurt for the passengers. Oof. Sorry, passengers. If you're landing at St. Martin, this plane is no-go. As you just saw with that landing, definitely a no-go plane. De Havilland, Canada Twin Otter. The best propeller plane in the world. And let's do something. And let's choose the Canadian Air Force. which is actually, if you go onto the second livery, or either the second or the third livery of the HC400 in Turboprop Flight Simulator, the yellow and red livery is actually based off of this livery, the Canadian Air Force. The flag is just changed to, I believe, Peru for do not get copyright. I believe, I'm not sure. The Twin Otter can land at St. Barth, but can it land here in St. Martin? If it's banking like this, then definitely no. But if it's not banking, then yes. I'm only banking so we can line up with this runway. Brakes on. Hey! Oof. Only 2 bounces? Yeah, only 2 bounces. And are we going to stop in time? We only have a little bit of runway left. Can we stop in time with the Twin Otter? Can we stop? Oh, we're just going to barely stop. We're nearly going to overrun. Dang. And if you're wondering what the propeller sound of a Twin Otter sounds like in this game, here you go. Just if you never played this game, time for the F-16. First fighter jet. Well, I mean, if you can't own the plane before the 737. Spoilers. Slow down. Definitely gonna need the brakes deployed. And we're now going to start nose diving because I believe we're stalling, but it doesn't show. Oof. Happy lights show that I was a bit too low. Oh wow. F-16 crash here in St. Martin? No. I don't think I think the guy in this plane might feel a little sick because of that landing, but oh well. Next plane, the Pitts Special. We're back with propeller planes after the Twin Otter. So yeah. Don't worry, we're gonna get back into jet planes soon. What is that plane? Why is this plane nosediving? Never mind, it is not anymore. But it is slowly descending, which is good. Very good. And if you're wondering what the noise is, it's my AC. Sorry if you can barely hear me because of my AC. But you should hear me just fine when hopefully when I upload this video. Shut off the engines. And our next plane to not be slightly off of the runway. That was an early landing. That was definitely an early landing, and this very, very bouncy. I think this plane's a little too excited for landing in St. Martin. But there we go. We landed our next plane. Time for the A380. Let's go with classic Emirates. Emirates A380 landing here in St. Martin. Get deployed. Our first jumbo jet. Part 2, our next jumbo jet will be the 747. So gear deployed. Brake, spoilers and brakes. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Okay. Oof. Oh yeah. Passengers are definitely gonna feel that. Oh. 740. I guess the A380 can land here. Might be a little bouncy though. And look, are we going to stop? Yes, we are, just barely. Just look how close we're overrunning. We used almost the entire length of the runway due to those bounces. Crazy A380. Moving on to the Pilotus PC7 MK-1 or L. Or maybe an I can't tell. So, I believe we're with a racing plane. So gear down. There we go. Very nice. Why is the plane going up? You should be descending because you're landing. And you're a little off center. Well, boys, this looks like another plane we're going to have to slam down onto the runway. So, brakes on. This may not feel good for the pilot. And down this plane goes. Don't know how to get the planes to look realistic. But that should be. But I'm not. Whoa! Holy crap, that was a big bounce. Big bounce. Okay. Okay, the bounces are getting a bit lighter. And stop. 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 Come on. Come on. Stop. 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 Yeah. There we go. Very nice. Next plane. The de Havilland Canada Beaver. The de Havilland Canada Beaver. 2 Beaver. Let's go with the red. Let's go with red and white. Very nice. Looks a little orange, but that's okay. Gear down. And let's deploy that gear. Wait a minute. This is a seaplane. We should be landing this on the water. For some reason, the gear is stuck. So it looks like we're going to do a water landing with gears deployed. Oh, brace. Brace for impact. Oof. Brace for impact, passengers. Oofy. Definitely the bounciest water landing of a seaplane I've seen so far in this game. Yep, pretty bouncy. Maybe if I turn the brakes on, that will help. Bro, we're bouncing more times than Flight 80. And if you just ignore those bounces, we've pretty much landed at pretty good on the water. And look, this plane is now going to dock itself onto the runway. Well, just before the runway. I would say that one pretty good. Okay, we got some more propeller planes. The Cumberland MC-15 CIR. Let's go with the second one. Ooh, looks pretty cool. Can't tell. Is this a glider or not a glider? If it's a glider, I accidentally added a glider. But if it's not a glider, then we're good. Let me know in the comments if it's a glider or not. I'm guessing it is a glider, but I cannot be sure. Whoa. Nosedive radius and pull up radius. Very, very How are GPWS callouts not even playing in this game? I feel like there should be an update where GPWS callouts are in this game. I think they're on PC for this game, but not mobile. But I can't be sure. Let me know in the comments. You can't even tell the gears are out because they're white, just like the landing gear holder thingies on this plane. And we're just about to touch down very early on the runway. Oof. Okay, first bounce, second bounce, third bounce, and we're only 3 bounces. Okay. Lockheed P-38 Lightning F5B. Let's go with the Saint something. Saint Mart. And let's go. Very nice livery. Very nice color for this livery. Gear down. Nice. No, we're not back to spoiler planes with spoilers yet, but we will soon. Shut off the engine. Descend, 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 descend now. Why am I playing the traffic alarm if there's no traffic on this runway? I feel like without oh, that's because I don't have any multiplayer on. I need to turn on my multiplayer. There we go. 400 pilots online. And come on. I'm putting the brakes on. Oh my god. Is this gonna flip? Oh, just came off the side of the runway. Dang. That's probably if that landing happened in real life, those landing gear would break. Moving on to a pretty old plane, the DC-3. Don't know why the DC-1, DC-2, DC-4, DC-5, DC-6, DC-7, DC-8, DC-9, and DC-10, MD-11, MD-12, no, MD-80, MD-90 are not in this game, but the DC-3 is the only McDonnell Douglas plane in this game. Not the McDonald's restaurant, the crater, the aircraft manufacturer, not the restaurant. Descending. And descending more. Okay, we only got one person here in St. Mart. Piper 38. And if I had to make a guess, which I could be wrong, he's in the Piper Cub. Okay, coming in pretty nice. Well, low off center, but I don't really care. Hey, that was pretty. If you ignore how my one gear kept a little bit in the air, I say that was a pretty good landing. Oh, there we go. And there goes our tail dragger landing gear. And there we go. DC-3, you did pretty good. Sukhoi Su-35. You got a lot of good liveries, but let's go with ho ho ho. Who did? Okay, who's the creator of that livery? Because that's just hilarious. I believe this is like for Christmas time. I believe. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. We're back with fighter jets as well. Gear deployed. Where's the gear? There's the gear. Holy crap, we're going fast. We're going fast, fast, fast. Oh no, we're going to crash into the airport. Pull it up. Oh no, we're going to crash. Oof. POV how Australians land. Oh. Hey, a foo made it into the game. I mean, video. Very nice. We still have a little more to go. Let's go. Concord is next. Guess what livery I picked? Pepsi for the memes. We're adding the Pepsi Concorde for the memes, which I do believe the Pepsi Concorde did exist in real life. Why does this plane have flaps if I cannot see the flaps? Fun fact, if you deploy flaps in this game, the nose would actually drop. Oof. Ooh, oh, yep. Oh wow. That definitely gonna call a go around on that. Definitely M. Afterburners. Wait, no, those are engines. Afterburners or engines, whatever you want to call them. Flaps down, droopy snooty. And brakes. Oof. Way better than our first attempt. Still moving almost at the speed of light. Oh, yep, we are not going to stop in time. Got pulled up. Oh, yep. Because of how fast the Concorde is, there's our first overrun. Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings. We're back with Red Bull Airlines. But not with the extra 300. The Zillion Z50. I probably butchered that, but oh well, I don't give a care. Bob 328. Hey, we got Bob in the game. No way. Bob the Builder is playing? LOL. This plane has barely any controls. No flaps, no option, or no spoilers and flaps. I was about to say brakes, but there are brakes for this plane. The only useful thing is brakes to slow down. I mean, radio is also useful, but I don't really know how to use the radio. Okay, low landing. Hey, that was a pretty good touchdown. Before that ad showed up. Now let's see what plane Bob is flying. Before Bob takes off. Red Bull gives you wings. Apparently, Red Bull did give this plane wings. Hold on, I got something. Just waiting for it to load. So apparently Bob is in the water, but oh, there's Bob. He's flying the A350, which we are going to get into soon. But first, we have to go back to a Cessna plane. This time, the 152, not the 172. So, yeah. Yeah, I have a kind of hard time landing the A350. The A350, for some reason, goes super fast. Well, not super fast, just fast when landing. So I don't know what that is all about. Let's say we have an engine failure, which is not good. The plane banks sharply to the right or left. I could be wrong. Either of them. So they see St. Martin in the distance, and somehow, and the pilots don't even know how, but the brakes turn on a bit too early, which makes the aircraft start descending even more quick. The PAPI lights show that the plane was either too high or too low. In this case, the Cessna 152 was too low. The 152, but hey, the 152 made a landing, good old landing. And just to get this video, never mind, it's the next plane in line, so we have to do the Piper PA-28. Don't know what trim does, but if you know what trim does in this game, let me know. And just slow it down. Let's say we have another failure because the person from my Spirit Airlines stories who always causes the problem didn't pay the fees. He didn't pay the engine fee again. Alright, A350 Delta. Let's bring Delta Airlines into the mix. Alrighty, gears deploying. Now we're with probably one of the most beautiful planes ever built, besides 747. Spoilers. Way too high. Way too high. Come on. We gotta descend. We gotta land here. And luckily for me, Delta does land here in St. Martin. So this is very accurate to Delta landings in real life, because Delta does land at this airport. Bit hard, but a bit good as well. Wouldn't say it'd be butter, but it was good. I wonder what people would think once I just stay here on the runway. Let's find out. Okay, a 737-700 is coming. Just phases through the ground. Okay, collides into the A350. Now, what will Bob 328 do in this situation? Oh, Bob is descending. While we wait, let's change into our next plane, the 737-300ER. What livery? The better American Airlines livery. What is it? Oh, he's going butter. 10 out of 10 landing. Oh, he's going to do it again. Might as well follow behind in our good old 777-300ER. Goodbye, ad, and hello, 777. Gear deploying. Hey, at least we did have Tenerife at St. Mart. Goodbye, Delta A350. Hey, we're coming in pretty good, actually. I think let's slow it down a bit. Apply the brakes. Come on, flare. Okay, we're gonna have to redo that landing with our next plane. Tried to flare, didn't really work out too much. Probably because I had the brakes on a bit too early. But yeah, that's our 777 done. Moving on to the AN-140. St. Mart, and let's get going. Back with propeller planes. Okay, and we're going to land. I'm just going to let you guys know I've redesigned the flight to 3,000 subscribers. No longer it is a free 30. It is now a cargo plane. I'll give you a quick sneak peek after the vid. After we're done landing the rest of these planes. So let's stop. Spoilers, brakes. Keep the speed a bit low. Bob is going to redo his landing or her landing. I'm going to do my landing. Oh, I'm flaring way too much. Way too much flaring. Yeah, this is definitely not butter. Definitely not butter. Oh yeah. Why can't I never butter? I can never butter in PTFS or in this game. I can only butter with the ATR 72 in TFS. That's the only flight sim I'm good at buttering at. Why? F-18 Super Hornet. Blue Angels livery, which I'm going to get for my next Game Pass once I get more Bobucks. Oh, we're now with American Airlines 777. Goodbye. How did you get over there with an A350? Whoa. He's probably like, where did that FAT come from? A pretty okay landing. The Beechcraft. I don't care, Air CapCut. I'm landing every plane in geoFS. We're back with propeller planes after we got a break from a propeller plane with one jet. Whoa! That's freaky. Imagine if you're in this plane and you just see a 777 underneath you. That is just freaky. And both of you are landing at the same airport, so one of you will have to go around. And I believe this 777 may a butter or face through the ground. Like that one flew over there. Come on. Let me see. No. Pull up. Oh, that was good. That was a good save. Okay, brakes. Why is it so hard to turn on the controls in this game? Like, I press, doesn't work. It's same with the TFS rudder. I think I'm using the rudder in TFS. No, actually I am not. Let's flip. Oof. Come on. I want at least one good landing. Alright? One good landing. One good landing. So, after this video, I want you guys to let me know in the comments what was probably the best landing I did in this game that was close enough to be in butter. Obviously, no, this is not going to be butter because we were going super duper fast. Hey, we were close to buttering. If that bounce did not happen, we would have buttered. Come on. Come on, go down. Okay, that second landing attempt was pretty butter. You can fight me, that was not butter, but I don't care. That was butter. Back with a propeller plane, a biplane, the Potsy 25. I believe I also butchered that, but yeah. Okay, I believe we're back with tail draggers. Ay. Oh wow, this is gonna be almost as long as the smallest plane landing versus the biggest plane landing I did not think there were that many planes in geoFS without not using the community contribute. But apparently, there's a lot of planes. Hey, at least we're gonna skip a few. And obviously, I know you can definitely not recreate Air Canada 143 because it's probably impossible to gimme glide in this game. While in TFS, it's slightly possible. Oh. Your average Ryanair landing right there. Alrighty. Definitely not gonna redo that. Now moving on to the Eva Couture Sports Star. Definitely butchered that. Definitely did. And nice little aircraft here. Okay, now we're going to land. I just realized our engine was not turned on. Why are we so far from the runway? Hey, my kitty. Hello, my kitty. Hello, my kitties. Okay. Descending, descending, descending. Engine off. And we might be doing a water landing. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we are now descending fast. No! Shushy, shush, shushy, shush, shush. Ads, no one likes you. Yeah, no one likes you. No one likes you. You're just about to watch a butter landing in Pilot Train and Flight Simulator on YouTube, and when they are about to finish the landing, a freaking ad shows up. Worst moment of all time. And you're another average Ryanair landing. Good thing this is not RFS, so we don't crash. And that was our final plane, actually, because we're not doing the rest of the planes. And this is not even a plane. What? Like, watch when it shows up. This is a car. Why is a car in geofs? This is meant to be a flight sim, not a driving sim. That's for Beam and G. So, for our community tribute, I got our first plane ready, the 787. So, I'll see y'all in part 2.